What? What? Well, I've just been hooked around 6 dimensions, then the universe, and then back around the dimensions again. What? Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video today. I want to go through some of the hook changes, hook 1.0 and 2.0, and show you the differences. We've done a video on the patch, we've explained what they do, but we need to show it and what exactly this means for Roadhog. Will he be better? Will he be worse? It's looking like worse, but there's a lot of changes, and some of them are good, and some of them feel like it's going to be rough for Roadhog mains for a while, and there is definitely some stuff in here that I've not seen anyone talk about yet. So let's get straight into it, and the first thing is bigger targets and targets with weird hitboxes now come straight to you, right in front of you, easy to shoot, so you can just hook Anna and shoot her in the face. It's that simple. Even at long range, you can hook her all the way up and it's enough to get a one-shot kill on any hero in the game, of course, if they're squishy enough to kill. But even bigger targets like Reinhardt as well, you can hook them really close and do maximum damage because they come really close. Now, one thing I have noticed, and this is a weird one actually, is if you hook someone and turn to the side, the game is trying to always put them in front of you for a kill. But you'll notice when I hook Anna from a normal angle, just dead on, she comes to me, you'll notice that she's not exactly centered because she actually leans to the right a little bit, or to the left from Roadhog's perspective, but it's still enough to confirm a one-shot kill on her nearly every time, especially when you melee after. Now, that's not an issue. Now, as I mentioned before, if you hook someone and turn to the side, it will still try to position them in front of you. Now, if you turn all the way around, this won't work. But if you turn 90 degrees, it will. But because of Anna's weird lean, it has a different meaning for when you hook them to the right or to the left. So because she's leaning to that certain way, if you hook her and look to the right, she's not actually in your hitbox when you hook her, making it a very hard kill. However, if you hook her and move to the left side, it puts her dead in the center of your screen. I've tested this a few times with fairly good consistency. I'm not sure it'll always happen, but it's definitely interesting to know. How this will affect other heroes is a little bit differently, as a lot of them won't have this weird angle they stand at, but it's definitely kind of interesting, and it might be a way to use Roadhog to make sure you kill certain heroes in certain ways. There might be a new mastery to the character, and we'll find that out through time. Another thing that's been fixed is if they're already close to you, you can use the hook as a way to just stop them in their place in front of you, and it will drag them in front of you, and you're going to be guaranteed the kill every time. It's also way less buggy when you do it up against a wall, which was another issue. Before, if you would hook someone, it would actually send them up in the air or behind you or to some random dimension and then back through some galaxies and portals and whatnot. Now, this doesn't happen anywhere near as much. Is another very, very good fix, making it more reliable and fair on the Roadhog side. And that's what I like about this. So far, everything I've seen really is, yes, it is more fair to other heroes about getting hooked round corners, and I'll show you that in a minute, but also it's a lot fairer from Roadhog's perspective too, when you hit a hook fair and square and you are able to manage to get that kill. So the next thing to talk about is the running around corners hook projectiles. It doesn't matter if you're leaning into the hook and trying to get someone around a corner, or if someone is simply running across your screen like crazy. If they go out of your line of sight when you hook them, the hook will break. It will not drag them towards you. This is if you're the one peeking or if they're the one running away, and obviously faster moving people like Soldier as well, even easier to get away from. But with nearly 100% accuracy, if you hook someone, it will not hook them around the corner if they get around it by the time it's properly landed. Now, something else that's very interesting we've noticed with this is that if this also happens and you hook them and they're running around the corner, the hook doesn't stun them anymore. So they run around the corner and they can just keep strafing, even if the hook hits them, because as soon as the line of sight is broke, I don't know how they've done this, it's incredibly good balancing from Blizzard, but if they're on the move and you hook them and they go around the corner, it will not stun them. So that's very good, very fair from the other player's perspective, and I think it's fair from Roadhog's. Out of the hundreds of hooks I've thrown today testing this, only once did I hook someone through a wall, and it was very, very marginal, just around the corner. Now, there is still one stun, though, that we have noticed, and we tested this with Reinhardt Charge, we tested this with other channeling ults too, and if someone's running around the corner, as I've said, it doesn't stun them. However, if they're using an ability, it will stop it. So if Reinhardt is charging, and you hook him, and the hook breaks, it will still hook him, yes, but it won't drag him to you, but it will cancel the ability. He will then continue to be able to keep moving, but that's something that I find very interesting. So there is still a small stun in terms of abilities, but not movement. The same with Roadhog's ult as well. If Roadhog is ulting, what you can do is hook him, and he won't be brought to you through a wall if he is around the corner by that time, but it will stop the ult in its tracks. The last thing I think is hitboxes and high ground. Now, you'll see in many examples all the way through this video and for the rest of this too, where I'm trying to hook people around dodgy things. Now, one thing that's always been known is that the vertical hitbox up and down for Roadhog's hooks always been crazy. However, now it's not. There's even occasions where I have someone on my screen, I hit them in the head with the hook and it doesn't hook them. Even the times I do manage to hook them, if I break line of sight with them, it will not drag them down, same as round walls. That's exactly the same. Now, one thing that is very interesting with these kind of vertical lines and stuff that's changed is that if you are the one on a high ground or from any kind of angle, even if you're lower, when you hook someone as Roadhog now, and this is back to the start of the video, it will always put them right in front of you, dead center. But on the old and the current live version of the hook, on Hook 1.0, when you hook someone, they just come dead straight from the angle, of course, if it's not around a corner, but they come straight to you. Whatever angle you're looking at, they come to you. But now in Hook 2.0, especially if you're above someone, when you hook them, it doesn't hook them to you in your line of sight. You actually have to adjust yourself to look higher because the hook is always trying to put them right in front of your character at head height in the center of your screen. So if you're already looking downwards, it's not going to hook them there. You're either going to shoot below them or in the feet. You actually have to adjust your aim to look up to make sure you catch them in the head or the body at least to confirm that kill. So again, another very interesting change. This one I'm not sure is fair to Roadhog really, but it does also make it fair in a lot more situations. So it's probably one trade-up that Roadhog players are probably just going to have to deal with. So that's just about everything we've noticed. You can no longer just drag people through walls. That doesn't happen. They will be able to sprint away. There's nothing you can do about it. Even if you hook them, you're not hooking them through dimensions anymore. I'm sure we'll still get some dodgy hooks, but it's not going to be anything like it was. The real thing you guys need to know is it's always going to land them in front of you. When you land a hook and it drags them and it's successful and there's no barriers in the way, they're going to be in front of you ready to shoot. So sometimes if you adjust too much whilst hooking someone, or if you're on a dodgy angle, you have to adjust to get that kill. You're not simply just going to be able to hold down shoot unless it's on an even playing field and they're on the same ground level as you. You drag them towards you and you'll get the kill. Now for me, the most interesting thing is this turning left, turning right shenanigans, because if someone like Anna leans to the right, well, what if there's a hero that leans to the left a lot, or heroes that are shorter like Lucio still seem easier to kill, but you may need to be careful sometimes depending on the angle, because Lucio is such a small target, and like Torbjorn for example, depending on the angle you hook them from, they may be considerably harder to hit, but bigger, stronger targets are now easier to hit. So there's all kinds of trade-offs in all directions, guys, and I think the only way we'll really know if it's a major buff or nerf or only slight on either end is just going to be all down to testing, playing, seeing when it drops live, also seeing what the pros do with it too. But there's no more of this pre-hooking. There's no more of these lucky hooks. It's going to be a lot more skill involved. It's going to make you have to hit your hooks at the right times and make Roadhog an all-round more skilled player, in my opinion. Let us know what you think. Is there anything you've noticed that we haven't? The comment section is the place to go. Make sure you follow our Twitter, where we tweet out our videos, our streams, and funny stuff too. Some great clips. Also, we have a Discord where you guys can group up and meet the Roadhog of your dreams. Be sure to follow us on Twitch, where we stream every single day. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people. What? What? Well, I've just been hooked around 6 dimensions, then the universe, and then back around the dimensions again. What? Dude, dude. Someone clip that, please. Someone clip that, please. He's like swinging me round like a cowboy with the lasso on a rope. Like, you spin me right round.